Welcome to everyone. This is Babu Puchala. So now I would like to discuss about circular economy. Circular economy in recently news. What is circular economy? And what is the importance of circular economy? So now almost all countries are discussing about the circular economy and they are giving importance to the circular economy. Everyone now focusing on these areas, right? This is also important for the competitive exams like UPSC exams. So right, we will discuss one by one. Now, why in news? Circular economy recently in news. The concept is related to the current affairs. Why in news? So students, Union Minister says India is said to be major contributor to the world circular economy. And first time here the Union Minister who has used the circular economy, it's not a first time, but anyway, he used the term circular economy. And he also mentioned here India is said to be a major contributor to the world's major contributor to the world's circular economy. So what is circular economy? Why minister mentioned here the major contributor to the world's circular economy? Then what is the purpose and what is the importance of that one here? Circular economy? We will discuss one by one. So the first one here, what is the circular economy? This is very, very important. You know, students, here the circular economy is a system of solution, right? And everyone knows that here the circular economy, it mostly the framework that tackles global challenges like climate change, biodiversity loss, waste and pollution, and it actually tackles the global challenges like these climate changes, right? The circular economy is mostly focusing on or it may be giving the solution for the global changes and solution for the climate change and solution for the biodiversity losses and solution for the waste and pollution in environment. So then that is called a circular economy. Then how it is going to give the solution? The circular economy is based on three principles, right? Everyone knows that. I think you are familiar with these ones. The first one here eliminates waste and pollution. That is the first one. Eliminate waste and pollution is the first principle in circular economy. And second principle here, circulate products and materials at their highest value. Circulate products and materials at their highest value. That is the second point here, second principle. And third one here, regenerate nature. That is the third important. Three important principles actually following by the circular economy. That one is the eliminate waste and pollution, first one, and circulate products and materials at their highest level. That's the second one, and regenerate nature. These are the three major principles followed by the circular economy. So now here, you know, it is underpinned by a transition to renewable energy and material, right? And a circular economy decouples economic activity from the consumption of finite resources, okay? And it is a resilient system that is good for the business, people and the environment. It's very good for the business and people and the environment. You know that a circular economy is characterized as a model of production and consumption that ensures long-term growth. That is also very, very important. What is the circular economy? And we may promote with circular economy. We may promote what we need to promote in circular economy. So first one here, resource optimization is very, very important. Everyone should promote it, resource optimization. And second one here, recover the waste by recycling or giving the product's second life as a new one. That's very, very important. But it's a responsibility for the citizens also, and countries also should promote all this one. And India is the India is the country where it is promoting more and major. That's why here Indian ministers told, and we are contributing the major circular economy. So next one here, reduce raw material consumption. That is also very, very important. Reduce raw material consumptions. So circular model seeks to eliminate four different kinds of waste that are as follows. Circular model seeks to eliminate four different kinds of waste that are as follows. What we need to follow? The first one here, the wasted resources and wasted capacities and wasted life cycles and wasted embedded values. So the materials and energy that cannot be effectively recycled over time is the wasted resources, right? Circular models eliminate four different kinds of waste that are as follows. Wasted resources, materials and energy that cannot be effectively recycled over time. That is one. And wasted capacities, products and assets that are underutilized. and wasted life cycles, products that permanently, that you know that, and prematurely, and due to the planned here, or lack of or the second life options, right? Wasted embedded values, so that's also very very important. Components and materials and likes, you need to understand, and energy not retrieved from waste and streams, so that is also very very important. So if you observe this picture, this image here, reuse, very very important. Reuse is a part of the circular economy. Reuse, reform, reduce, and reuse. That is the actually the first one here, refuse and reform, and again here reduce and reuse and recycle. These are the major things here. If you observe these recycling, cycling a circular economy. These are the points you need to understand, students. Refuse, reform, reduce, reuse, and recycle, right? And which is the circular economy for electronic waste. Yeah, it is also focusing on the electronic waste. The first one here, it created circular economy for electronic waste. It's mostly a zero waste concept here, a zero waste generation, and that is one thing here, and nothing will go into landfills. That's very very important. As a consequences here, it is a prolonging the product life, and reusing components provides saving even higher economic benefits. That is also one point you need to understand. So there is also the possibility of creating more circular system in which resources are and capitalized on and reused in ways that create a more decent and sustainable environment than they are extracted and used and discarded. That's very very important. What are the importance in India? Why is India focusing on the circular economy? Students here, the importance in Indian circular economy, adoption of circular economy in India will result in yearly benefit of these two, and it almost at $624 billions by 2050, and a 44% reduction in greenhouse gases emission. That is the first one where you need to focus. And second one here, hence the circular economy plays a pivotal role, right? And preserving the environment condition and creating the reward system and increase the recycling of electronic products. That is a very very important point here where India focusing on. By 2030, India is expected to be the world's third largest economy, accounting for the appropriately 8.5% of the global GDP. That's why India mostly focused on the circular economy. That is importance in India. There's one thing here. The circular economy has the potential to fuel India's growth while also providing significant environmental benefits, making a sustainable and resilient framework. That is also important. So that, and again here the recycled polyethylene, and then again here and terephthalate, and that is called PET. Plastic industry in India is estimated to be worth it's almost 400 to 500 US billions. That is also one thing here. Recycling is also very very important. Then you need to understand, in India, PET is recycled at a rate of 90%, right? It's very very important, which is higher than in Japan 70%, Europe 48%, and United States is 31%, right? So now India is recycling model, and polythene, all this recycling, India is mostly recorded in top percentage. That's very very important. That there are enormous opportunities for the circular economy in India. That's why the statement is given by this person. The country is likely to be leading hub for the technology and innovation. It's a leading hub for the technology and innovation, and with its existing IT dominance and pool of technology talent, India is well positioned to use digital technology to create innovative and cutting edge circular business. That is also very very important. This, students here, this has the potential to accelerate India the forefront of the global circular economy revolution, right? So, and India actually, these kind of activities, India forefronting of the global circular economy revolution. So, early success compared to the global economics. India is one of the best and one of the fastest developing economics and can easily take up opportunities to use circular methods of production, building, sustainable and designs. A mature economics like here, if you observe here, like linear block in a switching cost would be costly and time-taking process. This is also very very important. Therefore, an emerging nation like India has a competitive advantages over mature and countries like that, right? So this is one thing here. Is the acceptance? Then one more point you need to understand is the acceptance of circular products. That is also very, very important. And several circular products, actually circular aspects, are ingrained in India and mindsets like vehicles overutilization and repair and existence recovery and recycling of post-use materials at the household level. Yes, and Indian mindset actually recycle, and Indian mindset is trained and like in the circular economy, where the people also started showing interest. Thus, the widespread cultural acceptance makes India a larger marketplace, right? And cost-centric market, that is a very, very important, right? The cost of providing a service to the consumers will be cheaper for those who take a circular path than of the traditional take, make, waste model. That is very, very important. Incorporating circular practices in India could result in almost $624 US billion in saving access to construction, food and agriculture and mobility by 2050. That is one of the goal for the India. So now here, this will be contribute to the widespread and adaptation, and particularly among India's cost-conscious consumers, right? The benefits of circular economy, particularly for India, like here, protection of the environment. The first benefit here, protection of the environment. Second one here, by lowering emissions, consuming fewer natural resources, and producing less trash. That is very, very important. And next one here, a benefit for the local economy, right? Local economy people will get the benefit, and by encouraging the production models that rely on this use of near waste and raw material, that is actually helps for the local people. And second one here, drive employment growth. Yes, and circular economy actually drive the employment. It boosts the employment. It fosters the development of new, more inventive and competitive industrial model, and resulting in higher economic growth and more employment. It generates the more employment, right? And these kind of circular economy, it promotes resources independence. That is also one of the important thing here. And it promotes the resources and independence. Reusing local resources can reduce reliance and imported and like a raw material and all this one. And next one here, what is the government should take the initiative? The government initiatives for this circular economy. The first one here, e-waste management policy 2008. The first one here, the guidelines everyone here, the guidelines of environmental sound management of e-waste and the objectives of these e-waste management policy 2008. The main objective here, it characterizes e-waste based on its numerous functions and composition, and placed a strong emphasis on e-waste management and treatment procedures. That is the first one you need to focus on here. This policy actually included ideas like extended producer responsibility. That's very, very important, right? And government who took the initiative e-waste management policy in 2008. That's the main that one. Then applicability of this 2008 then what is the applicable of this one here? The applicable here, producer and offline play in the supply chain. That is the applicability of this 2008. And e-waste management act or handling rules act 2011, actually 2008 act, and there is some kind of advanced handling and advanced rules in 2011. So what is the first one? The first one, e-waste management and handling rules. In the objective of these rules here, the term electrical and electronic equipment and e-waste refer to the waste electrical and electronic equipment wholly or in a part or rejects from their manufacturing and repair forces which are intended to be thrown away. That is also very, very important. The applicability of the 2011 rules and producer, consumer or bulk consumer or collection, the center and dismantler and recycler, whatever it may be. And e-waste management rules 2016, 2008 and 2011 and 2016, again you can see here. The main objective of these 2016 here, electrical waste, including both whole and unfinished discarded equipment from their manufacture and repair process, is referred to as e-waste and electrical and electronic equipment. That's very, very important. Right? Applicability of this act here, it expanded to the manufacturing dealers, reversers and producer responsibility organization. There's the one thing here. And next one here, 2022 Plastic Waste Management Act, Second Amendment Act. This is very, very important act. The Union Ministry has launched this policy to mandate to increase the thickness of the plastic carry bags of over 120 microns and the phase out of some single-use plastic products. Right? That's why it's very, very important. 120 microns and phase out this from single-use plastic products. So now here you need to understand government major initiative here, Swachh Bharat Mission, that is Urban 2.0, SBM, Swachh Bharat U to 2.0. Then the main aim of this Swachh Bharat Mission here, safe sanitization and urban areas, making all cities garbage free and guarantee grey and black water management in all cities, and making all urban local bodies open defecation free, and those with the population of less than 1 lakh as open defecation free cities. That's what is the major challenges in front of the government is the lack of vision and implementation. First one of the major contribution factors, the lack of the clean vision towards the end goal of India's circular economy mission, and gaps in the actual implementation of these policies. That's what we need to understand. And reluctance of the industry, second one here. Industry also reluctant in adopting the circular economy model due to, first one here, supply chain limitation and lack of incentives to invest. And third one here, complex recycling process. And the final one here, lack of information to support participation in regional and reusing, recycling and e-manufacturing process. These are some hurdles actually they're facing. And unsatisfactory outcome also one of the reason. So another glaring concern here you need to understand, most of the members who are doing some efforts to meet the very end of value chains, but resulting in the sub-optional economic and environmental outcomes. That is also one thing here. Such limitations may be overcome through the legislative mandates for the procurement of the recycled secondary raw material in the initial stage of the production site, right? And developing as unified legislation addressing the circular economy from this regulatory perspective. That is also one more important. The final conclusion of the circular economy in India, already we discussed on every aspect. We covered almost on all angles and directions of this circular economy, the strength of the India and the weakness of the India, and what India wants to do also. Finally, the conclusion, what I'm trying to say here, the government's initiative needs to be in conjunction with the implementation actions with industry collaboration to reap the benefits of the circular economy. That is very, very important. A combination of the government's current efforts along with the relevant implementation strategies will instill a sense of the confidence in business and to adopt the circular economy, a circular model of production. That is also very, very important. So finally we are able to understand the strength of the Indian circular economy and the weakness of the India, and where India wants to shift their focus and where India wants to strengthen their focus in this circular economy. Already we discussed, and there is a what happening in India here in major Indian contribution. But anyway, 90% of the Indian people who are ready to use the recycling products. That's a very important thing here, and it's an adaptable news also for Indians. It's a good news for the Indians and Indian mindset.